Hello students, in the today's lecture we will talk about the mitigation of the drawbacks of the snooping protocol under the TCP. Snoop protocol is already discussed by me in my previous lecture. So the major drawback of the Snoop protocol is, first one is Snoop protocol. So the diagram of the Snoop protocol is this one is a fixed host and the middle one is the base station, and there is a wide connectivity between the fixed host and the base station, and from the base station to the mobile host it is a wireless connectivity. So basically our real-time communication is combination of two things, the wired connectivity and the wireless connectivity. In the wired connectivity traditional protocol will be used, and in the wireless connectivity mobile IP and the TCP snooping protocol or indirect TCP, this type of protocol will be used. So one of the protocol is Snoop protocol. So Snoop protocol is basically inherit the semantics of end-to-end connectivity, because indirect TCP is not taking care of the end-to-end semantics. That's why. But the drawback of the Snoop protocol is the base station need to be TCP aware. But in the Snoop protocol, the base station is not TCP aware. It uses a link level retransmission. Like it uses the data link layer reliable protocol in order to achieve the reliability uh, in the um, in the procedure of sending and receiving of the data. So the drawback is base station needs to be TCP aware in that case, but it is not. So this problem is solved by delete duplicate acknowledgement. Problem is solved by delete duplicate acknowledgement. So what is the delete duplicate acknowledgement? By utilizing this feature, that is delete duplicate acknowledgement, the base station need not to be TCP aware. So the delete duplicate acknowledgement has two features. Delete duplicate acknowledgement has two features. What are that? The first feature is along the base station side, and the second one is along the mobile host side. So along the base station side, the feature says that we have to exist with the linked layer transmission. Like whenever a base station transmit a particular packet to the mobile host, then the retransmission timer will automatically started, and within this timer, if the acknowledgement didn't came, then base station has to retransmit the packet. So that is called the link layer transmission. And at the mobile host, that is the subscriber node, by using of the delete duplicate acknowledgement, it can reduce the interference between the protocols of data link layer and the TCP layer. Like the TCP layer uses the same protocols in order to achieve the reliability, but it is something related to the congestion window size increase and decrease. If there is a congestion in the medium, then the TCP congestion window size will get reduced to half, or sometimes it get reduced to 0. But in the link layer transmission, it is not the case. It just has to use some timer in order to retransmit the data. So these two protocols, that is data link layer and the TCP IP protocol, are having some interference over at the mobile host. So by using the delete duplicate acknowledgement, we have to reduce this interference. Interference between TCP and link layer protocols. So actually in the diagram what happens? This is the base station and there is a wireless connectivity to the mobile host. So suppose it sends a packet 35 and 35 is successfully received by the mobile host, and mobile host send acknowledgement 35 that okay, I successfully received 35 packet, kindly send the 36 packet. So when the base station receives this acknowledgement, it has to send the 36 packet towards the mobile host. But due to some circumstances over the medium, this 36 packet will get lost. So when this 36 packet will get lost, what the mobile host will do, it has to wait for certain amount of time, and we have to know that the acknowledgement retransmission timer is less as compared to the data retransmission timer. So the retransmission timer will be expired soon in the place of mobile host. So when the 36 packet is not arrived, the mobile host will assume that the 36 packet will get lost in the medium, then it has to resend the acknowledgement 35. And the base station does not know about the receiving of 36 or not. It continuously, according to the window size, it has to send the packet like the 37. Now the mobile host receives 35 but does not receive 36, but it receives 37. So when the mobile host thinks that okay, I am receiving out of order packet because these are out of order now, 35 के बाद 36 आना चाहिए, but the case is 35 के बाद 37 आ रहा है. So when the mobile host thinks okay, I am receiving out of order packets, it has to duplicate the acknowledgement of 35 because the 36 packet is missing. But it has to introduce some delays. That is called a delay to duplicate acknowledgement. What happens in this case? Mobile host include some delay before sending duplicate acknowledgement 35. So it has to introduce some delay, and that is indicated by some variable d or integer d. And when it is invoked, when mobile host received out of order packets. So when this duplicate acknowledgement is sent by the mobile host with introducing some delay, so automatically what happens? The base station timer will get expired. Automatically, when this timer is expired, then the link layer transmission protocol will get invoked, and automatically the base station knows that 36 acknowledgement is not received by me, so I have to resend the 36 packet. The advantage of this delay duplicate. The first advantage is that base station does not need to be TCP aware, means congestion window, role of the congestion window will not take place here. Well, a transmission carry out all the and the reliability type of things. And the second one is the second drawback of the call. If your packet is encrypted, like if the TCP headers are encrypted, then the communication will get very difficult. But in the case of this delay to duplicate acknowledgement, we have enough time in order to decrypt the things. That why if the TCP headers are encrypted, then it can work fine. Can work if TCP headers are encrypted. So what is the major problem regarding this delay to duplicate? Obviously, it is a very beautiful solution because in the congestion window TCP where the congestion window will get reduced to half or sometimes it get reduced to zero. So my throughput will get reduced very drastically. So the major drawback of delay duplicate acknowledgement is if we introduce some delay D, before sending the acknowledgement to the sender, then what should be this value D? What is the value of D? What should be the right value of D? That is the major problem. What is the standard which identifies or tells us that it should be the right value of D? So in the real-time communication, the value of D depends on the wireless properties. According to the wireless properties and their history, this delay D is randomly assigned. So suppose if your retransmission timer is 60 seconds, suppose, then delay D may be sometimes 80 seconds. Means it should be greater than retransmission timer. It is advisable. Now come forward, that is mobility and handoff. So what is basically the handoff? Handoff is nothing but the mobile host will change its location temporarily. Mobile host changing its location. So the previous path between the base station to the mobile host will get lost temporarily. So when the mobile host is changing its location, then the intermediate packet in the duration of this task, in the duration of this handoff, will get lost in the medium. And sometimes when this handoff is taking a large amount of time and the network connectivity is not there in the mobile host mobile phone, then in this case all of the window packets will get lost. This is also the case. So the detection of handoff, how the base station knows that the mobile host having some handoff type of thing is going on in the mobile host side. So detection of handoff. So simple, when the base station does not receive any acknowledgement and there is a retransmission timer is timeout, then we can say there is a handoff. So another possibility is that there may be not is the case of handoff, it may be some due to packet loss. But if there is a continuously loss of packets taking place and the whole window is getting lost, then we can say that there is a function of handoff is going on at the side of mobile host. Acknowledgement is not received and timer is expired. So what should be the outcome of this type of procedure handoff? So the outcome should be sometimes, as I told you, that the packet loss may be due to congestion noise in the medium or some transmission error in the medium. So how can we distinguish that it is due to handoff or congestion noise or transmission medium? So at the last, the outcome will be, if suppose it assumes, the base station assumes that it is packet is lost due to the congestion noise in the medium, then the window size will get decreased and it will be very harmful for the network performance. Window size will be decreased. And the second one is delay will be high. So what should be the solution of this handoff type of things? when lot of packets will getting lost in the medium, and there are two major drastic outcomes are there that will be not good for our network health. So the solution is fast retransmit. So when the mobile host is changing its location, and after getting the new location, it sends beacon or registration process to the base station. So when the base station receives the beacon, then it gets to know, okay, mobile host is doing the handoff type of things, and there may be possible some packet lost in the medium. So after getting the new position and achieving the new connectivity with the new base station, the mobile host will send three duplicate acknowledgement. In the fast retransmission case, it has to send three duplicate acknowledgement. These three duplicate acknowledgements try to say that there is no noise in the medium, there is no transmission error in the medium. All of the packets will getting lost in the medium due to my handoff procedure. So kindly send me all of the packet lost to me. So it has to send three duplicate acknowledgement. So when the base station sees these three duplicate acknowledgement, it does not invoke any link layer transmission protocol or any TCP aware transmission protocol related to the congestion window. It has to just resend that lost packet to the mobile host as soon as possible. So that is called the fast retransmit. So that is one of the possible solution in order to mitigate the first outcome, that is the window size will be decreased. So by using the fast retransmission, the base station do not need to decrease the window size, as well as the delay will get be mitigated by using the fast retransmit. So another solution regarding this is called mobile TCP. The first one was indirect TCP, second is one for Snoop TCP, and the another one is called mobile TCP. So mobile TCP is also known as MTCP. So in the mobile TCP, what happens? It is a very simple scenario. This is your fixed host, and there is a wired connectivity between the base station, and there is a wireless connectivity between the mobile host. So in the mobile TCP, your base station has to monitor all the packets. Monitor all the packets. So suppose if there is a disconnection occurs due to handoff or due to some transmission error. So in this case, if disconnection means if continuously my all the packets are getting dropped. So as I told you, when your packet is continuously dropped, then it will be the case of handoff. It is not the case of congestion noise or any transmission error in the medium. So if there is a disconnection detected, then the base station first stops fixed host the data to be sent. So how can the base station will do that? If the disconnection detected, then base station sets advertise window size to 0 and send to fixed host. So the one point you have to carry out this, the window size is not decreased between the base station and the mobile host. The window size is decreased only between the fixed host and the base station. So after receiving this, window size 0 message from the base station, the fixed host enters into the persistent state. So the persistent state can be understood like the sleep mode. In the sleep mode, in the persistent state, the fixed host will not use any of its resources. Means it is not able to transfer any packet. So it is called the persistent state. It is invoked, but it is in the sleeping mode. And also, when the base station sends window size 0 to the fixed host, after that, it will not forward any packet to the mobile host because there is a disconnection. If still base station forwards some packet to the mobile host, then all the packet will getting lost. What is the advantage then? So after sending this window size to 0 and the fixed host will enter into the persistent state, the base station will not do any task. The base station will not do any task regarding caching and retransmission. In this regard, the base station has to maintain the end-to-end semantics. How can we achieve this end-to-end semantics? In this case, the base station suppose sends 36 packet. 36 is sent by this, and the base station 36 is sending towards the mobile host. So after sending this 36 towards the mobile host, the base station has to cache 36 in its buffer for temporary time. So when the mobile host is sending the 36 acknowledgement and the base station successfully received this acknowledgement, then it has to delete 36 from its buffer and releasing the resources. And this 36 acknowledgement has to be forwarded towards the fixed host. So there is an end-to-end connectivity. Means fixed host is also ensured that my packet is successfully received by the mobile host. So that's why this caching feature is utilized by the base station at the middle. It has to provide some buffer, and in the buffer it has to withhold the sending packet before getting the acknowledgement. After getting the acknowledgement, it has to release the resources. So base station has to maintain end-to-end semantics. Also, suppose the handoff is successfully done and the beacon is received by the base station, or suppose it receives a 3 duplicate acknowledgement from the mobile host, then the base station will get to know that mobile host is again maintain the connectivity with the base station. So it has to send, the base station has to send positive or some value inherit window size to the fixed host. It has to tell to the fixed host that the connectivity is maintained with the mobile host. Kindly start sending the packets. So when the fixed host receives this positive window size value, the fixed host will enter into the fixed host will enter into the active mode. from the persistent mode. And start transmit the packet. Now the question is, the positive window size is advertised by the base station to the fixed host. And as I told you, the window size between the base station and the mobile host is same and it will not decrease to 0. So in that case, all of the previous matrices like the retransmit, timeout timer and the congestion window size will be same as the previous communication. After the fixed host will enter into the active mode. So previous RTO and congestion window resources will be restored. Will be restored and same as the previous communication. But what should be the drawback of this mobile TCP? The mobile TCP drawback is, as the protocol says, that after maintaining the communication, all of the resources will get restored to the previous value. But it is not advisable because when the base station changes from the previous one to the new one, then the path is also getting changed. Path and available resources is getting changed. If it is the case, then it should not be advisable that you have to follow the previous procedure or the previous resources in terms of the RTO and the congestion window size. It will lead to some packet lost in the medium. सपोज इस पाथ का जो मेरा लिमिट है, जो कैरी लिमिट है, ट्रांसमिशन जो लिमिट है, वो कम है एज कम्पेयर टू दिस पाथ, और मेरा मोबाइल टीसीपी बोल रहा है कि मेरे को प्रीवियस रिसोर्सेज को रीस्टोर करना है, और इसका ट्रांसमिशन जो रेट है, सपोज इसका डेटा रेट है मेरा 48 Mbps, the previous one, and when the handoff is made and the new connection is established with the base station, और इसका कम्युनिकेशन रेट जो है वो मेरा डेटा रेट वो 15 Mbps है. As the protocol says, we have to restore the previous one resources. So base station अब क्या करेगा? Base station has to transfer the data with the rate of 48 Mbps. But the link layer capacity is only 15 Mbps. In that case, some of the packets will get dropped in the medium. So it is not advisable. So this is one of the drawback. Not advisable because new path matrices are unknown. So this is all about the mobile TCP, and mobile TCP is coming in your syllabus also in the mid-sem.